This is force field analysis. Okay? Everyone understand that?
So do we have to do it like that?
Yes.
The diagram.
Why they put
The
it
diagram, yeah.
You don't necessarily have to put a diagram there, do you?
Because of few
Yes.
forces.
That's what I
Negative
was
force,
No.
positive force.
Look, you don't have to. Listen. Listen.
It means like you block out things like
Listen.
section.
Listen. This is asking you just to explain it. It's not asking you to draw it and do it and actually do it. But in explaining it, you might want to draw the model to explain it. It's easier. You might want to. Okay? Look this way.
I was thinking,
So, look. You have to explain, that's fine. You have to explain what some of, look this way guys, you have to explain what some of the organizational objectives are. You have to then explain force field analysis. But then you must critically evaluate the use of it. So the critically, what's a critical evaluation of it? Sit down. What's the critical, look this way. What's the critical evaluation of it?
So the good news,
Take a seat please.
see if it's good or bad.
Yes, your critical, but take a seat please. Somewhere. Okay, so what are some of the critical evaluations of it?
Not scientific.
It's not scientific.
It could be manipulated.
It could be manipulated depending upon your own personal objectives in the company. What else?
It gives you, if it's hard to make a decision, it gives you like something, a strategy to make a decision.
Yes. Okay, good. What's the good thing about it?
It can be used as a tool.
It can be used as a tool, definitely. What else? If you are true and honest about it, it can actually help you decide which way to take. Sharon, look this way. You're looking great, don't worry.
no, but I cannot.
That's okay. Okay, so, it is a tool, and if you can actually allocate scores that are realistic to it, then it can give you an indication of what way to go or not. Because sometimes it's difficult to decide, isn't it? If you can see the whole picture, at least it gives you an indication, yes? Okay, so that is D2 done. Is everyone happy with D2? So I'm going to do D3 now. So D3 says, critically evaluate. Keywords there, yes, we've covered that before in D2. The effectiveness of leadership approaches and models of change management. Leadership approaches and change management. Okay. So there is 360 degrees, by the way. So we need to understand what?
Leadership approaches and
change
models.
Good. We need to understand what is leadership approaches and change management.
Is it all, is it all there on the slides or?
On links. So understanding Levin's change management model. And again, all this information is available on the online class on the links under the distinction criteria. So you go into the online class, go into the Ds, and look at the links. And this tells you about Levin's change management process. And what he's saying is, you have to unfreeze something. Change management means, you're really set in your ways. Imagine it like an ice cube, and view it as an ice cube. The ice cube is set in its way, isn't it? And can you create change in an ice cube?
Unless you break it. or
No,
melt
but what must you do?
it. Melt it.
You must melt it. And then what can you do after that with that same water?
Drink it.
You can refreeze it in a different shape. Yeah? So what Levin is saying, that the first stage is to unfreeze. Unfreeze change involves preparing the organisation to accept change, if necessary, which involves break down the existing status quo before one can build up a new way of doing things. How many times have you come up against obstacles in your company where you've said, hang on a minute, we should be doing it like this, or we should be doing this, or we should be doing this? Do you come up with obstacles where people say, no, this is the way we do it, this is the way we do it in the company? You have to fall in line. They're stuck. But for change management, for Levin's change management, you have to unfreeze it. You have to break up the status quo. So the first stage is unfreezing it. next stage is change. How do you actually get change? Change, after the uncertainty created in the unfreeze stage, the change stage is where people begin to resolve their uncertainty and look for new ways of doing things. People start to believe and act in ways that support the new direction. Okay? So the first stage is to unfreeze. The next stage is to come to acceptance and looking at ways to do things in a different way. Okay? And stage 3, what do you think that is? Refreeze. Stage 3 is to refreeze in change management. Refreeze into a new way of doing things. Okay? Status quo. So, with Toyota, Toyota implemented continuous improvement. So, in the 60s, their machines were breaking down. Do you know the story of this? No? So, the machines were breaking down. And the same machines, like type of machines in America, Ford had in their motor factories, used to break down. And if a machine breaks down, what does that mean for the member of staff? Downtime. On the machine's not working, the staff's not being productive, and parts are not being made. But that used to happen in both companies. But Toyota said, hang on a minute, and they used to move people around machines. But Toyota said, hang on a minute, let's keep people on one machine. So, Bree, you stay on this machine. Sharon, you stay on this machine. That's going to be your machine. That's going to be your machine. You're not going to move. And then, I want you to get a diary, Bree and Sharon, of what's happening every 2 hours with your machine. And if it breaks down. And when the machine breaks down, what happens? The work stops. But then what happens? What do?
You record it.
You record it. But then you call for someone to fix it, yes?
Yes.
And this used to happen in both places. Even in Ford, they would call for someone to fix the machine. But then Bree said, hang on a minute, I'm not waiting for someone to come, because he could take a few hours, but he could take a day to come to fix the machine. And then it's only going to break down again. So what does Bree do? She opens the machine, she looks inside and she says, hang on a minute, let me see if I can find out what's happening. In fact, Bree starts looking at the machine and she works out that what's causing the problem for the machines breaking down. Tell me. Dust. The dust was actually getting in the machine, and when the machine was working, it was clogging up all the parts. So now Bree's worked this out. Bree said, right, I'm now produced CI, continuous improvement, a dust guard for my machine so no dust can get in. And then other people start doing this, and then people say, hang on a minute, let's remove all dust from the factory. Hang on a minute, how can we further improve this? Let's remove all dust outside the factory so we have no dust, we have a dust-free area. So now the machines are working at 98%, they're producing more, staff are being more productive, now they're producing more cars more efficiently than Ford. So in a case of 10 years, and using continuous improvement by freezing, unfreezing, refreezing a approach of continuous improvement at the highest level, what's happening is now the Toyota cars are now costing 1/3 of the Ford cars. So what would you prefer to pay? $15,000 for a Ford car or $10,000 for a more reliable, efficient and effective car? What would you prefer to spend? £10,000. Almost put Ford out of production. Why? Method of change. Freezing, unfreezing, change, refreezing. Yes? Simple philosophy of change management. Kwame, wake up.
Oi.
I'm with you.
No, you're not with me. Is he with me? Is he with me? David's laugh said it. Sharon rolled her eyes. Bree's looking away. Bree's saying, what the hell?
He's trying to be strong. He's been strong.
With me.
Be done, please.
I have to bear, you are being videoed and this will be uploaded to YouTube. Be with me. It will be. Okay, so, going back to the question. So, where it says critically valued effective leadership approach and models of change management. We know what change management is, yes? Levin's approach, change management, yes? Explain Levin's approach, yes? Okay, unfreeze. Change and?
Refreeze.
Good. So that's change management. Now we need to look at what?
Leadership
Good.
approaches.
What are some? You tell me. What are some of the leadership approaches?
Autocratic.
Autocratic,
Democratic.
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 This side of the class. Come on. This side of the class. Laissez-faire.
Participative.
Participative. Hold on.
Transformative.
Come on, ladies.
Come on, David.
Come on. David, stop causing problems. Transactional leadership style. What's transactional leadership style?
Money changes hands and favors.
It's like bureaucratic, it's autocratic, someone telling you what to do. It's following the rules and regulations. What's transformational leadership style?
Charismatic.
Charismatic is where you need change in an organization. Your business is going to go under. You're all going to be sacked if you don't change. Are you going to change? Yes, you're going to change. Otherwise, you're going to be out of a job. You need charismatic. You need a leader. You need a vision. Someone who you're going to believe in, who you can watch and believe in what they're saying in terms of the direction they're taking. They're charismatic. They're democratic, they're participative, they get you involved, they get you believing in the mission and vision. Yes? Transformational leadership style. Where will you find this?
On your
Good. On your online class.